Khorne here, and today I will be sharing with you how I would create a new Khorne faction. This will mostly be a Frankenstein's monster of all the different mechanics that exist in the game currently, and it might not be all that great, but it is just what I thought of and I wanted to share it with all of you. So to start off with, I envisioned their settlements to be similar to Beastmen Hearthstones and Dark Fortresses of the Warriors of Chaos, only they could be called Brass Keeps. It would function the same as Hearthstones, as when you place it, it would enable a Bloodground region where nearby settlements would be uninhabitable when raised, and raising them would give you an increased number of skulls. You should only be able to occupy one settlement in a Bloodground region. Every battle you fight in the Bloodground region should also give you an increased number of skulls, and when occupying a new keep, you would have to pay a higher cost in skulls than Skarbrand does at the moment. Say, maybe double what you do now. Your settlements should grow the exact same as how Skarbrand grows his settlements, where you have a bloodletting bar, and having high bloodletting would give you flat growth to all settlements. I think that the Brass Keeps should function similarly to Hearthstones when occupying racial capitals and give you global bonuses. Your Bloodgrounds should also have a mechanic where Khorne would summon armies in it for you to fight. I wouldn't have them be like Wood Elf forest encounters, but rather just how you have in Khorne's realm currently, armies running around doing nothing in particular, waiting for you to come and fight. By choosing to fight these armies, you would trigger an event where if you claimed an X amount of skulls or killed an X amount of units in a set period of time, you would get rewards such as unique units, army buffs, faction buffs, unique traits for your lords and heroes, and so on. I would have it so that by connecting your Bloodgrounds, you increase the amount of rogue armies that spawn in it, and the number of units that army has. So by connecting a bigger Bloodground, you would get to fight more enemies, which would unlock better rewards for you. When it comes to their recruitment, I would make it so you recruit your tier 1 and tier 2 units normally, but tier 3 and above units similarly to how Nurgle or Warriors of Chaos recruit their units, where you would get units in your recruit pool that you can recruit anywhere on the map at any time. Just like how the Ice Court currently works, you would pay for a unit to be recruited in a set number of turns for a cost in terms of both skulls and income. Each military building would give you a recruit slot to be able to start training the unit you want. There could also be the option to spend more skulls to give those units unique upgrades while they are training. After they finish their training, they would then be put into your recruit pool, from where you would be able to recruit them instantly for no additional cost. When it comes to your armies, I wouldn't have them have supply lines or army limits. Instead, you should have a limit on the amount of lords you have. What do I mean by this? Well, I don't think you should get lords to appear in your lord recruit pool every turn. Instead, I think you should have to earn said lords, and I envision there being two ways of doing so. One, by spending skulls, and two, by reaching maximum bloodletting with your blood hosts. For the option of spending skulls, I think there should be a counter for how many skulls you spent on recruiting or upgrading units. And by filling the counter, you should gain an Exalted Bloodletter or a Demon Prince of Khorne, which should have a unique trait of your choosing. Since this way you would get very few lords, I think their traits should be extremely powerful, similar to unique lords you already get for some races. Another way to get lords would be Heralds and Chaos Lords, where by achieving maximum bloodletting on your blood hosts, you would get a prompt to elevate it to the status of a permanent lord. For your armies, I would add a mechanic, again borrowing from the Beastmen, the Rampage button from Taurox. I really don't like how having high wins reserves means nothing for Skarbrand, and can be ignored if empty so long as you don't have demon units in your armies. So what I would do is enable campaign movement replenishment for a turn if you have surpassed the threshold of 80 wins, and it would cost you 40 wins to use it. Just like how Tzeentchian factions have the teleport stance. Achieving long campaign victory could lower this cost by half, and short campaign victory should give you a unique item such as the Bane Spear or an even more powerful lord as a reward. I also think that a new faction should get new unholy manifestations. The first one could be as simple as replenishing campaign movement, the second one could give you an increased number of skulls for a battle, and the third one could give you an item or a unique trait for your lords or heroes. And the fourth one could spawn an elite Bloodhost army in any region that has high Khorne corruption. But it uses up all of the Khorne corruption when summoned. That army would have a unique bloodletting bar, which would give you some special bonuses for each turn that is maxed out. Bloodhosts shouldn't be the main focus of this campaign like they are for Scarbrand. You should still be able to create them, but until you get Scarbrand you shouldn't be able to increase their size. The Skull Throne could instead increase the amount of units you could train per turn and give you more powerful upgrades for your units. Aside from this, I would also change some technologies in the existing technology tree, mainly the ones that provide you with bonuses when fighting only certain races. Maybe give them more general bonuses, similar to how Bretonnia has with their technologies that focus on specific races. I think this would make for a very interactive faction, where you have few but powerful armies. Every one of those armies would be unique, and you would be attached to each and every one of them. Recruiting would be difficult, but also extremely satisfying. Building up your empire would consist of just making a bigger Bloodground region, where you can do more battle and please Khorne with all the skulls you will claim. Skulls would be a resource you would no longer need just in the beginning of your campaign, but all through it, and it will be more impactful when claiming them. Well, this is what I imagined a new Khorne focus faction could look like. Do you like my ideas, or do you think I borrowed too much from already existing mechanics? Do let me know. If you have any ideas of your own, also share them in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe for future content. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.
Khorne fights as one.